Some days life hits harder than anyone ever warned you. It blindsides you, shakes you, drags old fears to the surface. And in the middle of that chaos, you start wondering if you're losing yourself, if you're slipping, if you're not as strong as you hoped. But hear me now, this isn't the story of your collapse. This is the moment you learn why they can't break you. This is where Stoic truth steps in, grabs you by the shoulders, and reminds you of the fire you keep hiding from yourself. Because this video isn't soft comfort or motivational sugar. It's a reminder of what you already carry. We're going into the places you avoid, the weight of other people's opinions, the wounds you pretend don't hurt, the battles that drain you, the voices trying to push you down. You'll see why your mind is your fortress, why your silence shakes the room, why your worth is not up for negotiation, and why the final idea in this video will flip something inside you so sharply that you'll never look at adversity the same way again. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. If you're enjoying the videos on this channel, hit like, leave a comment as we go, and subscribe to join a community of warriors seeking real growth. Number 1. You are stronger than your circumstances. You wake up some mornings carrying weight no one else can see, and it feels like the world is leaning its full body against your chest. Yet even in that pressure, something inside you refuses to die. That quiet refusal is your real strength. It isn't loud, it isn't dramatic, but it's there every time you stand up when standing hurts. A Stoic knows the world doesn't shape you, your response does. And the moment you understand that, life stops feeling like an attacker and starts feeling like a forge. There are people who expect you to break because they would have broken by now, but you're not built like them. You've walked through storms that would have erased someone else. You've carried disappointments that would have crushed another spirit. Your scars are not proof of damage, they are proof of survival. Strength is not something you show, it is something you persist with. As Seneca wrote, fire tests gold and adversity tests the brave, and you are braver than you realize. Everything you've lived until now has been preparing you to hold more than you ever thought possible. The losses, the betrayals, the long nights staring at the ceiling, they were not punishments. They were sharpening you, stripping away illusions, and revealing the part of you that does not bend. A Stoic does not wish for lighter burdens, only wider shoulders, and you are growing those shoulders every time you choose not to collapse. You're being carved into someone unshakable. Some days you feel like you're drowning, but look closely and you'll notice you're still swimming. You always were. You've become someone who knows how to fight without noise, how to rise without applause, how to endure without explanation. Circumstances don't define you because you outgrow them too quickly. You don't crumble under pressure, you adapt to it. You don't run from chaos, you walk through it with your head lifted, and that is the strength they fear. When life corners you, you have a habit of finding a hidden door inside yourself. There's always another layer of resilience waiting, another depth you didn't know you had. A Stoic understands that the world can bruise your skin, but never your core. You carry something ancient, something stubborn, something untouchable. Strength is not something you acquire, it's something you uncover. And every hardship you've faced has been brushing off the dirt to reveal who you've always been. So here's your reflection. The pressure you feel today is not your enemy, it's your training. Lean into it. Let it show you what you're truly made of. You don't have to shout to prove your strength, you just have to stand. Take today as proof that even when everything around you shakes, you remain. And your challenge is simple. Stop asking if you're strong enough. Start asking what this moment is trying to awaken in you. Number 2, your mind is your fortress. There is a place inside you that no insult can touch, no betrayal can poison, no chaos can enter without your permission. That place is your mind, and it becomes your fortress the moment you start treating it like one. The world will throw noise at you, but you decide what crosses the threshold. A Stoic guards the gate with intention. You are not obligated to absorb every emotion flying toward you. You choose what stays, and that choice is power. People try to control you by hijacking your attention, but once you learn to direct it, their influence evaporates. Your focus becomes the moat that protects your peace. Not every fight deserves your energy. Not every opinion deserves your reaction. The moment you stop dancing to someone else's chaos, you become untouchable. Epictetus said, "No one can harm you unless you allow them." And that truth becomes a shield you carry everywhere. Your mind becomes a sanctuary when you stop letting every external event storm through its doors. Someone disrespects you, and you decide whether their words matter. Someone betrays you, and you decide whether their actions shape your identity. A Stoic understands that the real battlefield is internal. Victory is not silence from others, but silence within. When you master what you focus on, you master your life, and the world can no longer drag you around like a puppet. You're living in a time where everyone wants your attention, your outrage, your fear, your emotional reaction. But you don't owe anyone access to your inner world. You don't owe anyone a response that costs you your peace. Guarding your mind doesn't make you cold, it makes you sovereign. You stop bleeding energy into people who don't deserve it. You stop living as a mirror for someone else's noise. You start being the keeper of your own calm. When your mind becomes steady, you become dangerous in the best way. Calmness confuses those who want to provoke you. Detachment disarms those who want to control you. Clarity terrifies those who expected you to fall apart. A Stoic mind is not empty, it is disciplined. It sees the storm, but refuses to become it. And once you build that inner fortress, no one can drag you into their chaos unless you choose to walk in. So here's your challenge. Stop giving free rent to people who haven't earned a place in your thoughts. Pull your attention back from the noise. Bring it home, sit with it, strengthen it. Choose what deserves space. When you learn to guard your mind, you stop being breakable, and you discover the truth. The world loses its grip on you the moment you reclaim the gate. Number 3, detach from their opinions. You have spent too many years trying to bend yourself into shapes that made other people comfortable, but the truth is simple. Their opinions were never your compass. They were noise disguised as guidance. A Stoic knows that judgment only has weight if you agree to carry it. The moment you stop picking up what they throw, you walk lighter. And that lightness becomes freedom they can't understand. People project fears, insecurities, and expectations onto you, like it's your job to hold them. But none of that belongs to you. You are not required to perform for their approval or shrink for their comfort. When you detach from their opinions, you stop living as a reflection of their limitations. You begin to see how much of your suffering came from trying to please people who were never pleased with themselves. As Epictetus taught, if you seek approval, you will never be free, and you deserve nothing less than freedom. The world will try to convince you that your worth rises and falls based on applause or criticism. That is the trap that keeps people living small. But you are not here to be validated, you are here to be real. A Stoic holds their truth like an anchor in rough waters. They hear noise without absorbing it. They see expectations without conforming to them. They recognize opinions for what they are, reflections, not instructions. When you detach, something powerful happens. The people who tried to control you lose their grip. They depended on your reaction more than you realized. Your silence frustrates them. Your calm confuses them. Your lack of emotional response feels like rebellion, but it's not rebellion, it's mastery. You stop feeding their desire for control, and that is when they realize they never had power over you at all. Freedom begins the moment you stop editing yourself to fit someone else's script. You don't need permission to exist as you are. You don't need applause to validate your direction. You don't need agreement to continue walking. A Stoic stands tall even when misunderstood, even when judged, even when alone, because solitude in truth is stronger than acceptance built on pretending. Your detachment is not coldness, it is clarity. So take this challenge. The next time someone criticizes you, pause and ask yourself, does this belong to me? If the answer is no, let it fall to the ground where it came from. Don't pick it up. Don't carry it. Let your life be guided by inner truth, not outer opinions. And watch how quickly you reclaim your peace when you stop letting their voices drown out your own. Number 4. Turn pain into inner fire. Pain has a way of convincing you that you're alone, but you're not. Every person you admire has walked through a fire they never asked for. What separated them from the rest wasn't luck, it was transformation. They took the burn and turned it into fuel. A Stoic understands that pain is not a punishment, it is potential. What you do with it determines your destiny. That is where your inner fire begins. You've been wounded in ways you don't talk about, by people you trusted, by moments you didn't see coming, by life itself swinging harder than you expected. But the fact that you're still here means something survived the hit, something stronger than the pain. Seneca wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body, and every hardship has been training you, shaping you, forging you into someone more resilient than before. Pain becomes a teacher when you stop trying to escape it long enough to listen. It shows you what matters. It reveals what needs to end. It exposes what you must outgrow. It strips away illusions and leaves only what is real." A Stoic doesn't run from discomfort. They stand inside it like a warrior learning the language of fire, because they know that every burn can illuminate something hidden, something vital, something powerful. There is a fire inside you that only awakens when everything feels like it's falling apart. You've felt it before, in heartbreak, in failure, in loss. That moment when something inside whispers, "Not yet." That whisper is your spirit refusing to break. Your pain is not a sign that you are weak. It is a sign that you are shedding an older version of yourself. And sometimes evolution feels like destruction before it looks like rebirth. People will try to use your pain against you, but they underestimate what happens when you turn it into strength. Your suffering becomes your clarity. Your wounds become your wisdom. Your endurance becomes your identity. A Stoic rises from pain not bitter but sharper, not closed but aware, not frightened but focused. When you convert pain into fire, you become someone they can no longer predict or control. So here's your challenge. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this creating in me?" Let the fire burn away what no longer serves you. Stand inside the heat without running. Transform every hurt into insight, every setback into fuel, every scar into a reminder that you rise. And let your life prove that pain was never meant to break you, only to awaken the fire you forgot you had. Number 5. Respond with discipline, not emotion. There will always be people who push your buttons just to see if they still control you. They throw their chaos at you, hoping you'll catch it and throw it back. But a Stoic refuses to become a mirror for someone else's storm. You rise above the impulse to lash out. You pause long enough to remember who you are. Marcus Aurelius said that if someone provokes you, let your mind be the place where the fire dies, not where it spreads. That pause is where your power lives. Emotion is natural, but reaction is a choice, and most people forget they have one. They go through life pulled by anger, fear, jealousy, and noise. But not you. Not anymore. You're here to learn how to respond like a fortress standing in the wind. You breathe instead of explode. You observe instead of absorb. You take back control of your inner world. And the moment you do, the world loses its grip on your strings. Discipline is a quiet force, but it reshapes everything. When you choose discipline over emotional impulse, you show yourself that you are not ruled by instinct. You are ruled by intention. That is the highest form of Stoic strength. People expect explosions, but you give them calm. They expect anger, but you give them clarity. They expect collapse, but you give them composure. Nothing confuses an enemy more than a person who refuses to be dragged into chaos. Most conflicts don't come from what happened, but from how you reacted. One careless word can ruin a day. One impulsive reply can destroy a relationship. One emotional outburst can undo years of growth. But imagine what would change if you waited 10 seconds before responding. Imagine the strength in becoming someone who cannot be provoked. Imagine the freedom of choosing your words instead of regretting them. That is the freedom Stoicism trains you for. Responding with discipline doesn't make you passive, it makes you precise. You stop wasting energy on battles that don't matter. You stop feeding arguments that only drain you. You stop letting the emotions of others dictate your path. Your responses become aligned with your values, not your wounds. Your focus becomes sharper. Your presence becomes heavier. You become someone who moves through life with intention instead of reactivity. Here's your challenge. The next time someone tries to provoke you, breathe before you answer. Feel the fire rise, then choose not to let it burn your tongue. Speak from clarity, not pain. Move from purpose, not impulse. Let discipline replace reaction, and watch how quickly your world transforms when you stop letting anyone pull the strings of your emotional state. Number 6. Your worth is not up for debate. You've spent years letting the wrong people convince you that your value depends on their approval, but your worth was never theirs to measure. It was never a negotiation or a vote or a public opinion poll. A Stoic stands rooted in something deeper than validation. Your worth comes from character, resilience, and truth. And truth does not waver because someone disrespects it. Truth does not shrink because someone misunderstands it. People who try to break you often do so because they see something rising in you that they can't control. They sense the shift. They feel the distance. They notice the strength. And instead of growing with you, they try to pull you back. But here's the Stoic reality. Their opinion of you is a reflection of their limits, not your potential. Seneca said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a person perfected without trials." You are becoming something they never expected. Your worth does not fluctuate with someone's mood. It does not crumble because someone criticized you. It does not evaporate because someone left you. You are not a product to be reviewed. You are a soul anchored in values, a mind forged by adversity, a heart strengthened by every storm you've survived. Your existence alone carries weight. Your growth alone carries proof. Your resilience alone carries legacy. You are not here to chase validation. You are here to embody truth. The people who can't see your worth are not your judges. They are your teachers. They show you where you've been giving too much power away. They show you which voices to silence. They show you how far you've outgrown the spaces that once held you. A Stoic understands that identity built on approval collapses. Identity built on virtue endures. The moment you recognize your worth as something internal, untouchable, and self-sustaining, everything changes. Criticism stops cutting so deeply, Rejection stops feeling fatal. Failure stops defining you. You begin to see that every attack was simply noise aimed at a truth it could not alter. Your worth was never on the line. Only your awareness of it was. And now, that awareness is sharpening into armor. So your challenge is this. The next time someone questions your value, don't argue. Don't prove. Don't defend. Instead, stand still. Stand tall. Stand anchored in who you know you are. Let your life, your choices, and your discipline be the answer, because your worth is not up for debate. Not today. Not ever. Number 7. Silence is a form of dominance. There is a kind of silence that isn't weakness, but mastery. A silence that doesn't signal surrender, but control. Most people speak to fill their own anxiety, to hide their insecurity, to mask their fear. But a Stoic understands that silence reveals more than noise ever could. When you choose not to react, you force others to confront the echo of their own behavior. And that echo is louder than anything you could have said. People who rely on manipulation hate silence because it removes their script. They can't guide your emotions. They can't twist your reactions. They can't predict your next move. You become unreadable, unreachable, uncontrollable. That's why silence is feared by those who try to break you. It's the moment they realize you no longer dance to their rhythm. As Epictetus said, control begins with mastery of self, and silence is the doorway to that mastery. Your silence teaches others how to treat you. When you stop feeding emotional responses to people who don't deserve them, you communicate a boundary without using a single word. Your calm becomes a language. Your stillness becomes a statement. Your lack of reaction becomes a mirror showing people who they truly are. And it protects your energy more effectively than any argument ever could. Silence is not emptiness. It is intention. There is a difference between forced silence and chosen silence. Forced silence comes from fear, but chosen silence comes from strength. You stop replying because the situation no longer deserves your voice. You stop explaining because your truth no longer needs permission. You stop defending because your peace is more valuable than their misunderstanding. A Stoic would rather lose a pointless argument than lose their inner calm. That is a form of dominance few understand. Silence exposes people. It shows whose anger was waiting for a target. It shows whose manipulation was waiting for an opening. It shows whose loyalty was conditional. And instead of being shaken by what silence reveals, you become grateful for it. Every truth that appears in that quiet space becomes a tool for your growth. Every person who shows their real nature gives you clarity. Silence cleans your path in ways noise never could. Your challenge is this. Practice choosing silence not as avoidance, but as power. Let your restraint become a shield. Let your calm become your armor. Let your presence speak where words would cause more damage. And watch how the world shifts when you stop rushing to respond. Sometimes the strongest move you can make is to say nothing and let your silence reveal everything. Number 8. You control effort, not outcome. You've been taught to measure your worth by results, but that belief has only chained you to frustration. The truth is that you can control your effort, your discipline, your consistency, but you can never control how the world responds. A Stoic knows this deeply. They pour themselves into the process without demanding a guaranteed reward. Freedom comes from action, not expectation. The outcome is not your master. Most people collapse because they're obsessed with results that refuse to obey them. They expect instant transformation. They want applause before effort. They want success without sweat. But Stoicism teaches you to anchor yourself in what you can actually control. Your effort, your preparation, your practice. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do what is in your power and let the rest go." That line becomes a key that unlocks your peace. When you detach from outcomes, fear loses its voice. You stop hesitating. You stop second-guessing. You stop waiting for perfect conditions. You act because action itself aligns you with who you want to become. Results become a bonus, not a requirement. And in that shift, you become dangerous in the best way. You become someone who cannot be discouraged, because nothing has the power to disappoint you anymore. You've already lived enough life to know that plans can collapse, opportunities can vanish, and people can change without warning. But your effort is yours forever. No one can take it. No one can interfere with it. No one can diminish it. When you root your identity in effort instead of achievement, you become unstoppable. Because your progress depends on you, not on approval or circumstance or luck. This mindset doesn't make you passive. It makes you relentless. You show up even when results are slow. You push forward even when the path is blurry. You persist even when others quit. A Stoic doesn't chase success. They embody the behaviors that create it, and by focusing on the controllable, they end up achieving more than anyone who chases outcomes ever could. So here's your challenge. Stop asking, "Will this work?" and start asking, "Is this aligned with who I want to be?" If the answer is yes, give everything you have. Pour effort into the process and release the need for guarantees. Build a life where consistency is your foundation, effort is your identity, and the outcome is simply the echo of your discipline. Number 9. Adversity is the enemy's last attempt. There's a moment in every journey where everything seems to get heavier at once. The pressure increases, the resistance sharpens, the doubts grow louder. Most people think this means they're failing, but a Stoic sees the truth beneath the chaos. Adversity intensifies when you're close to a breakthrough. It's the enemy's final attempt to pull you back into the person you used to be. And your job is not to retreat. You've felt this before, that sudden storm right when life was beginning to shift. The unexpected setback right after progress. The betrayal right when you were gaining clarity. This is not coincidence, it's a pattern of transformation. The closer you get to becoming who you're meant to be, the more the world tests your readiness. Seneca said, "The road to greatness is rough." And that roughness is the universe checking your conviction. When adversity shows up, it tries to trick you into thinking you're unprepared. It whispers that you're weak. It magnifies your insecurities. But remember this, pressure never targets the powerless. Resistance only appears when something inside you is rising. If you were not dangerous to your old life, it would not fight so hard to keep you small. Adversity comes to see if you'll fold. A Stoic faces it to prove they won't. Every time life pushes you to the edge, you stand at a doorway disguised as disaster. You are being forced to confront the beliefs, habits, and people that can't walk with you into the next chapter. Hard moments are filters. They separate the old self from the new. They reveal what you must release and what you must strengthen. And while the weight feels unfair, it is sculpting you into someone unbreakable. Adversity wants you reactive, emotional, scattered, and afraid. But you are learning to respond with clarity instead of panic. You are learning to hold stillness in the face of chaos. You are learning to see obstacles as markers of progress, not signs of failure. A Stoic knows that the bigger the test, the bigger the transformation. And the storm you're facing now is proof that something powerful is approaching. Your challenge is simple. The next time adversity strikes, don't ask, "Why is this happening?" Ask, "What is this trying to stop me from becoming?" Then take one step forward, no matter how small. Keep moving, keep breathing, keep fighting. Because when the enemy throws its final blow, that's when the warrior shows their true strength. And you are far stronger than the storm that seeks to shake you. Number 10. Your soul is unbreakable. You've survived moments that should have shattered you, but here you are, still standing, still breathing, still rising. That alone is proof of something eternal inside you, a part of you that pain cannot touch, loss cannot erase, and fear cannot silence. A Stoic knows that while life can bruise the body and disrupt the mind, the soul remains untouchable, and that soul is where your real power begins. People will try to wound you with their words, their actions, or their absence, but they can never reach the core of who you are. The world has tried to bend you, but something within you refused. Life has tried to break you, but something within you held. As Epictetus taught, "You may fetter my leg, but my will remains free." That will, that inner flame, is the part of you no one can extinguish. Your soul has carried you through heartbreak, through disappointment, through nights where you didn't know how you'd keep going. It held you when everything else collapsed. It whispered strength when your mind was drowning in doubt. That resilience is not accidental. It is the ancient force within you that remembers your worth, your purpose, your direction. And every hardship has only revealed how unshakable it truly is. When you understand that your soul cannot be broken, you stop fearing pain. You stop trembling at loss. You stop shrinking under pressure. You begin to move through life with a quiet confidence that confuses those who expected you to collapse. A Stoic doesn't walk around trying to appear strong. They walk knowing strength lives inside them. Their power isn't loud, but it is undeniable. The world loses its ability to intimidate you when you realize it cannot destroy what matters most. Your essence is not fragile. Your spirit is not temporary. Your inner truth is not negotiable. You carry something limitless, something unmovable, something fiercely alive. Every attempt to break you has only proven how impossible it is. Every fall has shown how naturally you rise. Your challenge is this: begin living as if your soul truly is unbreakable. Speak with conviction. Walk with intention. Stand with courage. Let your life reflect the truth that your inner essence has never been defeated. And when you face the next storm, remind yourself of the simplest, strongest reality. The world may shake your path, but it will never touch the core of who you are. You've walked through 10 truths that most people never dare to face, and now the question becomes simple. What will you do with them? Reflection means nothing unless it becomes action. Growth means nothing unless it becomes courage. Take a moment and look at your life with honesty. Where have you been shrinking? Where have you been handing your power away? And what would change if, starting today, you lived with the calm certainty of a Stoic who refuses to break? Ask yourself what inner battle you've been avoiding. Ask what version of you is trying to emerge beneath the noise, the fear, the doubt. Ask what habits, people, or beliefs you need to release so you can step forward without dragging chains behind you. This isn't about perfection, it's about alignment. It's about standing in your own truth, even when the world shakes around you. And it's about recognizing that everything you need has been inside you all along. If this message spoke to your soul, write the word unbroken in the comments. That one word tells me you didn't just watch this video, you absorbed it. You felt it. You're ready to walk the path. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and keep building the discipline, stillness, and strength that Stoicism demands. And when you're ready for the next step in your journey, click the video appearing on screen now. It's time to rise even higher.